Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I just want to do a quick project share on some cards I made recently. A friend gave me a bunch of paper that she wasn't using from her stash, and so I thought an appropriate thank you would be to be able to give her some cards that I made using some of that paper. So for this process, I actually kind of started a little in reverse. I looked for some paper in the set that was kind of like a heavyweight but not cardstock paper, and I found enough for 6 sheets in this purple color and 10 sheets in this blue color. And so I started out by just making envelopes using this, and that's where I started. So I used this We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. Sorry if you can hear my cats being crazy in the background. It's kind of faded because of the sun, but it still works totally fine. And so I made cards using this, or envelopes using this. I will note, however, that the instructions for this particular envelope is actually incorrect, and I spent a whole bunch of time being frustrated because it says it needs an 8 1/8 inches square, and you start at 3 3/4, and that is not correct. After doing a bunch of searching on the internet, it's actually an 8-inch square with a 3 1/2 inch starting point. So just FYI, if you use this punch board, please look for the real answers on the internet, because the answers on the punch board are wrong. Anyway, so that's how I started. And then the next thing, since I knew I had 16 total cards, 6 in this set and 10 in this set, was to just cut white cardstock. This is like 65-pound cardstock. I just cut those in half, each page in half, and then folded it, making a A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that got me my start for each of these. The next step that I wanted to go to make additional progress was the matting process. I personally think that cards look really professional when you have matting, and I thought it would be fun to do some amount of double matting for these particular cards. So I found some darker purple cardstock as well as this very light purple cardstock, and so I made, for all of these cards, I made this double mat. So we keep getting smaller and smaller. So we basically cut an 1/8 inch to get this tiny border here, and then another 1/8 inch to get the next one. And I did the same over here with this really bright blue cardstock, which actually matches the paper used for the envelopes, but it's thicker, it's cardstock in this case, and then also black. So that's where I started, was making all of those bases with the double matte layers, all of that kind of stuff. I then wanted to think about each of these creatively, and I think I'll start with this one. It makes the most sense, I think. So sorry, my cats are being super crazy. So for this particular set, I had the envelopes planned, I had all the bases planned, and I went into my own paper stash and I found this paper as well as this paper. They were 2 8x8 sheets of pattern paper and some coordinating stickers, and I decided to pull those in to be able to make a bunch of cards very quickly. So I kind of am loosely inspired by some card sketches online, but mostly I just kind of made cards in styles that I know work kind of situation. So I have a matted piece of pattern paper here, a little sticker just to add some pizzazz, and then a little corner border guy here. And I tried to make a lot of duplicates on a lot of these things. So this is the same, just a different sticker, same with this one and same with this one, just to make it really fast. So then that also means I pulled out this particular pattern and I just put it on a black backer, and then used, again, little scraps for flags. So I made a couple of those. And then I still had enough for 2 left. So I made a couple of these where I made a black square, and then I did the 2 pattern papers as kind of like a design here. And then down here, this is just the black backer with the blue cardstock stacked on top of each other, just to give some more dimension down here. And I made 2 of those. And then to kind of just finish off the set, I think when you want to gift these, it looks the most professional if you kind of make them into a set. So I have the 10 envelopes and the 10 cards, and then I just used some leftovers of the cardstock and a scrap of the pattern paper to make this little belly band that goes around the entire set. I'm not going to try to put it back on camera because it's a little tight, but I just made a little belly band for all of these cards. So looking at the other set, again, these have a belly band that I'm using. The other thing to note is when you make your own envelopes, they don't have sealant. I did look for some of the envelope glue, which you can buy and basically acts as sealant for these kinds of envelopes. But my stores don't have them in the area, and I don't have time to wait to ship things in. So I'm just going to include some stickers for closing all of these. I think that's gonna work out okay. So I'll just include a sheet of stickers with each set to make it work. So I have these envelopes, and then these cards were also very simple. So this is just a triple layer. So I did the back paper is actually the envelope paper, so it's not cardstock. And then a strip of the cardstock that was being used as the back mat, and then a strip of the black cardstock that was used for those blue cards. And then I pulled out one sheet of 6x6 origami paper in this particular pattern, and I used that for a lot of this. So I made a couple of these. I made these squares, which were just a square of the paper with a background square and then a little strip here, and then a couple of strips of paper down here at the bottom. So similar to what we did with the blue ones. And then lastly, these, which are rectangles with a little skinny rectangle under. Again, this mid purple color is leftovers from making the envelopes. So I ended up with these 6 then to go with as well. So in the end, I made 16 cards quite quickly and easily. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. So 16 cards quite quickly and easily that I can gift as sets. And then my friend can re-gift them. She can use them. Her husband can use them. Whatever makes the most sense, they will be able to be used. But hopefully you enjoyed this quick little project share for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Leave me some sort of emoji down below related to cards, so maybe like an envelope emoji, or let me know about your own card making processes. Do you like to gift sets of cards? What does your process look like for that? I would love to hear about that. And then finally, follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. I show bits and pieces of my planners, my paper crafting, my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.